Oh my god, it's the chair! Anyway, what we got here is a battle against an old friend, Cubik124, from a long time ago. And this match is a blast from the past. Both of us have 2007 teams, and this is just, oh, it's so much fun. Anyway, he's got a Weevil going on, and I've got a Swampert, so I'm going to go for Stealth Rock. He brings in an Infernape despite the fact that I have Earthquake, or theoretically have Earthquake, and he threatens to hit me with a Grass Knot, which I know he's probably going to have. I'll give that to him. So I'm going to switch out, and I go to a Dragon, because I figure regardless of the Grass Knot, or the Flamethrower, or the Close Combat, or whatever, I'm going to resist it. But he nasty plots, and that is something I have not seen in ages, so I am royally afraid of HP Ice, because that was so common back in the day. That's something he would do, so I switch out as well, a nice little double switch. And he's also apparently afraid, so I know he doesn't have HP Ice. He goes a Swampert. That gives me the initiative with the double switch, luckily, and I go for a Grass Knot. Unfortunately, Dusknoir comes in, so it's like, oh, this is not cool. He's got so many good guys. What am I going to do? I go to Skarm because Skarm does not care about Will-O-Wisp that much, especially because of Roost, and I have Aromatherapy. I didn't want to take a Shadow Sneak on Starmie either. So I'm expecting it to switch away because it's already burned me and there's nothing else it can do. But because I see a Tentacruel, I know, crap, he's going to try and spin stuff away. That's really not cool. I need to do something about that. Right here, however, I am afraid of Thunderbolt, so I'm going to go to Bliss, even though I'm afraid of Sub Punch as well, because that's old school and that's how we roll. You know, I got to do something. I'm not going to stay in there with Skarm. So he misses Hypnosis, which is, it's really cool, but at the same time, it's on Blissey, so it doesn't matter all that much with Natural Cure. He goes for another one and misses again. I predicted he would switch, or at least hoped he would switch. What I really predicted is that I would fall asleep, and he stayed in to get Charmed. So now I'm thinking he's definitely going to stay in for a third Hypnosis, so there's no point to me to use Charm again. I'm just going to go with Aromatherapy, but in reality, I expected to fall asleep. So now, unfortunately, he switches to Infernape, which is like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. I would have loved to get Charm on Infernape. Then I totally would have stayed in and confused the heck out of him. But unfortunately, I don't, so I got to switch. I go right back to Dragonite, who takes the Close Combat, and takes it obviously really well. So because Dragonite's really bulky, he's really slow. Even if I get a Swords Dance up, or not a Swords Dance, a Dragon Dance, I'm still going to be slower than just about everything. So I go with the Dragon Claw because I want to hit something that comes in, and hopefully I can eventually start killing them, which is kind of the point. So I was afraid of Weevil coming in mostly, so I didn't want to dance up, and that was the point of the Claw. So now I want to switch to Dusknoir so I can get a burn on that thing just in case it is Curse, if his name is accurate, and it'll just give me a little bit of leeway if he wants to set up some Stealth Rocks or something. I don't really know what he's planning on doing. So I go out for the burn, and I figure he's going to expect Will-O-Wisp and therefore either go to Ape or go to Tentacruel. So I went with the Earthquake thinking I had it for sure, and he had an epic switch. He read me like a book right there. Unfortunately, while it was a really good switch, it's still not exactly a good matchup. Dusknoir packs Shadow Sneak, and at the very, very worst, it's going to 2-hit KO. I get some luck, though, guys. For the first time in forever, I get a useful crit, and I'm able to kill the thing in one shot, so my Dusknoir doesn't lose like 60% health or something. He brings in his Dusknoir, which works out great for me. I've got Aromatherapy, so I have no problem trading burns. Plus, I've got more HP at the start, so I just have the advantage in every facet. I go back to Skarm. Hopefully I can get up some more spikes, because that's what I got to do. And I know I can definitely get at least one layer up if he wants to bring Tentacruel in, or if he wants to bring Infernape in, but it's too hard to predict those what he's going to switch to at this point. So I go with Spikes just to get one layer of something, and I know that if he needs to Rapid Spin, I have the turn to switch to Dusknoir and prevent that, which is going to be crucial for me, because if you guys haven't noticed, we force a lot of switches. So I block the spin, which is awesome, and now I'm pretty much just going to stay in here until Tentacruel leaves. That's all I'm going to do. I don't care what he's going to do. I don't care what other things I could do. I do not want him spinning. There's not too much I can do against bulky water. Heck, for that matter, Infernape and Weevil both dominate SkarmBliss, so he's just got really good dudes to deal with me. I go with Earthquake, and I completely forgot about Burn at the time, though, so I was stunned to see how little it did, and he was like, wow, I thought it would 2-hit KO even with Burn. I'm like, oh crap, I'm burned. So he surfed and it did a good amount of damage, and then Burn hit me, and so I figure he's going to surf again. This time I want a Pain Split. It'll hopefully put me back up to where I just was at, and it'll hurt him too. So that's what I do, and I'm just about right. I'm a little bit worse off than I was before. So at this point, because Pain Split is his only recovery move, I need to get burn off of him before he takes any more damage, so I can't afford to have him stay in taking another Surf. Plus, I don't think Earthquake's going to KO anyway. So I go to Dragonite to take a Surf, and Dragonite's pretty much the only thing I have that can really threaten to kill Tentacruel. My Swampert doesn't actually have Earthquake, at least not that one. So at this point, I'm also really afraid of Ice Beam. I know I will live it, it's still going to hurt. Dragon Dance would be a decent option at this point, plus then I could Roost with Initiative, but I'm still going to be slower than whatever he brings in. I need that thing dead absolutely regardless if he wants to stay in Rapid Spin now. That was his chance, so I went for Earthquake. I also hoped he would think I'd be faster and he would switch out, but he didn't. He went for it. So he told me he predicted a Dragon Dance, and that's why he still went with Ice Beam. But I just had to get the thing dead, so I was able to kill it. Weevil comes in now, which is either going to pack Ice Shard or Pursuit, considering the time frame that it was created in. But I have to switch. I'm not going to let him sit there and die. Swords Dance is a really good option to use at that point, predicting either one of those two moves, but I couldn't afford to risk it. So I switch out to Skarm, as it's the only thing that's going to take a Swords Dance Weevil, and I don't want to Brave Bird, as then Skarm is going to be just about dead regardless. So I had to blow it out. It'll get rid of its stat boost, it'll have to deal with rocks again later, and here's Dusknoir. Now, I want to Roost personally because I'm at half HP, and if Ape comes in or if Weevil comes back in, I need to do something about it. Heck, even if I forget what I was going to say there. Tentacruel's dead. But I was hoping he wouldn't Pain Split, and he didn't, so that's cool. I'm not worried about burn. You already saw I got rid of that once. And here I try to finish it off. I hope I can kill it, and I don't. And at that point, go figure, even though Pain Split was the first turn I was afraid of, I forgot about the second turn. So I'm like, well, whatever. He got his Pain Split off. Dusknoir isn't really that threatening. It's just kind of annoying, and it's going to be tough to take down. But it doesn't really have a chance to kill any of my stuff. So I figure I can stay in here for a while. So I'm just going to wait either for me to get up more layers of spikes, wait for him to switch. That's all I'm really going to do. I could use Brave Bird periodically to predict Infernape switch-ins or Weevil switch-ins, which I definitely go for. But when I was at full hit points, I figured, I'll go for his spikes first, get some more layers up, and that'll just make the rest of the match so much easier because Tentacruel is gone. So here, I'm not low enough to Roost. I don't really want to Brave Bird because he's got too much hit points. I don't really want to Spikes. So I go for the Brave Bird thinking maybe he doesn't want a Pain Split, and he'll bring in Ape. That was a good turn to do so, but he didn't yet again. So unfortunately for me. Now I'm definitely low enough that I need to Roost. And he goes for a Shadow Sneak, which is a very intriguing move, predicting either Starmie, my own Dusknoir, or Dragonite to come in, as two of those guys are really critical, and Pain Split, which was predicted because of Roost, wouldn't have been very effective. So that was a very, very intriguing move, and that was really cool to see. Eventually, however, he still doesn't switch out. He's trying to get something going, and I'm able to finish it off with Skarm with near full hit points, which is the best I can hope for because of burn. So, however, Infernape comes in. I know Starmie is going to live one Grass Knot regardless, likewise, or Close Combat or Flamethrower, and I will outspeed. So I absolutely have to come in there. Wasn't afraid of Nasty Plot, obviously, because I'm faster. And considering the Pokemon I've got on my team, and considering how low all my HP guys are, Infernape outspeeds everything I've got except for Starmie, so I had to go for Surf. It didn't matter what else he could have done, I had to get that thing dead. So, I know he doesn't pack Pursuit, so I know I'm free to switch out. The question is just what do I want to switch out to? Skarm's almost dead, Blissey's not going to work, Dusknoir's almost dead, Dragonite's not going to work. That leaves Swampert. So I go out to Swampert, takes an Ice Punch. He does get a crit. It does obviously a heck of a lot more than I intended it to, but at the same time it wasn't too big of a deal because I was at full hit points and it still was only half. So I blow it away because I see how low it's at, and I know Stealth Rock and Spikes is going to kill it whenever it comes back in. So all that leaves, folks, is just this Swampert to bring in. If it is in fact Curse, which I don't think it is, he's probably just trying to play mind games with me. I can always just bring in Dragonite and get some dances up if I need to. I can always burn it with Dusknoir after it rests or something like that. But I get some Toxic up first just in case. Puts him on a clock. Essentially just says, hey, this game is over, is pretty much what that does. And I go to Blissey because Blissey's not going to die. At this point I realized, hey, I've still got all my dudes. I want to keep this 6-0. And I know Blissy ain't gonna die. So plus, if still at the time, if he does want to curse, Seismictoss doesn't care about curse. So I'm just gonna stay in here till he dies. I know Weevil's gonna die on entry. And that is officially the match, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know about you, but I had a ton of fun playing this one. There was so much double and triple thinking for predictions going on back and forth between us. Both of us using old school teams, and knew that we were using old school teams too. It was a blast from the past. It felt just like going back in time, and I could not have had more fun. Thanks a ton for watching, guys, and thanks a ton, Cubik, for playing me. I'll catch you guys later.